Sneeze bomb. All right. Rational. Let's see if this works before we look at the rationale. So we are in our group. There's a document called, what is this? Collaborative spreadsheet B, last modified by Anderson on the 31st of August. I don't know why, but no big deal. Now, for you to manipulate this, you will have to click on Open in Online Excel. So if you haven't done that yet, go ahead and open up that Collaborative Spreadsheet 2015-2016 B, Open in Online Excel. You know what, guy? Not cool, okay? Not cool, Blake. Yeah, all right. Ooh, little online. You're the 365 Banksy, writing all over our stuff. Get rid of that. Now, everybody has a box. Stop cyber 365ing Blake. This is how this works. I know you are red. This is just like on track and field, right? Runners on your mark. I will see your color and your name next to your name. So everybody's in column B. June doesn't understand. Andy doesn't understand. Andy still doesn't understand. Now we know who does all the work over here. Blake. As soon as you separate them from the womb. All right, cool. There's some rules here. These are the following rules. Do not forget them. Some of you will forget these rules. Never type directly on our document. Ever. It's not British. It's just two for ridiculous. No. In French. Never type on this guy direct. The only thing you type on this is Command V. That's it. Don't do it because God knows what you copied in last class. I don't want to see that. So you type someplace else. You can type in a text document. You can type in Evernote. You can type it anywhere. Type your answers someplace else. Sometimes it's one word, like the following response. Stimulus number 1. What is your favorite fruit? Do not put June. But don't type on this. You type it someplace else. Just smoothie them and put them together. Now, what happens is, I'll tell you more or less how many seconds you have to have your answer ready. You got about 5 seconds on that. So you know you have already highlighted your answer. It could be one word like your favorite fruit. It could be 3 sentences like give me an idea for this. Highlight all of that text. Hit Command C. Pretty sure this is number 6. What number is this? So 6, this one. You put your cursor next to your name, and when I count down, pay attention. Do not do anything until I hit the P word. 3. This is just practice. I'm not going to do anything. But this is an example. 3, 2, 1. I'll say paste, and that's when everybody does Command V. So copy your fruit answer. Command C.
This is so unnecessary. Why? Oh my god.
Whoa, man, already messed it up. And you put yourself as a fruit. That's so good.
Just ask me. Is that actually
Ready? 3, 2, 1. Paste. June was first.
What?
What?
Wait,
Why
it's not on there?
Why is that?
I don't know, guy. All you do is paste. Stop stepping on people's feet.
I know, I wasted kiwi like ages ago. And it's still not oh god, I never had canned peaches.
And we're done. Hands up.
Wait, what?
And if it pops up, it pops up. If it doesn't, you're basically losing. Wow. Mahara mango's nice, very predictable. Also my favorite. I don't want to stereotype you as being subcontinental. Melly likes blueberries. Wow.
No.
Nene likes peaches.
Durian smells so bad. Durian smells so bad.
What? Who put durian?
Its nickname.
Thank you, Grace. We live in Asia, and all these like Anglo-Saxon fruit people. Blueberry is nature. I like grapes. Jackfruit, durian, lychee. What do you call the, Nicole, what's the one called in Chinese? Dragon's eye? What? What's it called in English?
What?
Dragon's eye. Okay. Peach, mango. Nice, Roger, me too. Carl, of course. Filipino mango. Sweet. Tamika mango, also subcontinental, makes sense. Tom likes the. All right. Now, pay attention. Watch what I'm going to do here, because you will be next. And if you mess this up, it'll be seriously problematic. Tom. If I ask you to help us out, all you got to do, watch me. I put my cursor in B. Turn around, you knucklehead. Put my cursor in B. Hit insert. Column. Then spins. And now all I gotta do is drag a little bit of space. And now I always want the new response next to your name. We can't be running down here to column because someone hit new. Did I? Should have.
So is this weird? Everything.
Way to go, Jacob. All right, show. Now I'll ask you to leave this document. Now don't leave it open. Just minimize it. Don't go back and change people's fruit answer to make it fun. There's a lot of innuendo or something. Some kind of post-sneeze word we could shove in there, right, Angel? Very offensive. All right, let's have a look at your rationales. I will ask you what your topic is. If it's part 1 or part 2, you should know that by now. You've already created it.
Rationale. Wait, how did you? Sorry, I can't think.
Some of these videos don't work. I don't know. I told you before, Moodle doesn't like them. Some of them work, and they're pretty cool. Oh, 감사합니다.
저기요. What's the order? Bye. What are we?
I don't know, guy. It says it's 20 seconds, and all I got was "Oh, Eugene." I can do a lot with that, but.
That's so weird. Why are we uploading?
What? I gotta have a rationale for that one. No idea what happened there.
저기요. 뭐?
Have you seen P?
What?
So was there something missing in this video here?
Yeah.
So yeah, Moodle is messing with the file. So once again, if you can put that in SP Media, put L&L Bee, one word, it'd be much better.
Tokyo. What's the order? Bye. Where are we?
Oh. Oh, Eugene, that's pretty awesome. All right.
I remember when we started. I remember that. This is happening.
27 seconds, pay attention.
Oh, that's me.
It is. All right. I think some of this needs some very declarative explanations. The rationales are actually quite smart.
Oh man, it hurts.
So. All right. Has anybody submitted to this? Oh, you already did the other day. Okay, we'll go higher. Mammy Bar. Elliot. Jake. Let's go. Jake, did you work on the thing with Carl? All right, that needs some explanation. Roger, was that?
Yeah.
Did we see yours? Oh, okay, Indian Blade. Which I think I got. Let's have a look and see what it says. All right, so Tommy being attacked by a bowing random guy in hall. Let's see what this does. They say it's part 2, language and mass communication. The Vine works with part 2 of the IB language works, of course, with mass communication. Okay, says you. This works because standard language is globally accepted form of language, whereas non-standard is the use of slang within that language. Agree with all that. What was Carl doing? Oh. Finch. Could have told me that if I read all that, Jim. This explains nothing. Candy, some bacon. Rationale. Whose is this? Ours, he says. All right. Part 1, language, cultural context. Covering the concepts we learned. Lord, I love that. All right, cool. Making a statement there. We looked at how language is used in cultural context. In this video, cultural contrast is shown through 2 different interpretations of a single phrase. Okay. This shows how. Am I missing something? I am, aren't I? Oh, you're so slow. This shows how language can be interpreted differently in different cultures. This confirms to the learning outcome that claims to demonstrate an awareness of how language and meaning are shaped by culture and context. In specific, that's what we want. The video conforms to the ways in which language affirms identity. The phrase Pete gone A from an Australian's language might sound normal. However, for a Korean, why'd you go over there? Of course it's different. They speak Korean. It might sound like the word tired in Korean.
Oh,
Pigone. Nice. One of the 4 words I know. Good. What? I got you. That's what I said. I got you.
oh. You can't just say that.
I did.
You can't just say that.
I got you. I only got 4 words. I think we're getting confused about my minimal
Wait, what?
Ask the question.
Which?
I never asked that. I never asked that. If Andy looked at you and started screaming that word and pointing, it's not my fault.
Which
I
language?
pick up things through context.
Which
The
language?
phrase peak gone, hey, okay.
Peak on
Peak gone, eh? Do Australians say that?
like Australian accents.
Peak gone,
Oh,
eh?
good job.
He's got it.
So it's a question.
Good on you. Good on, mate.
Throw another trip on the back.
Yeah, keep going, mate.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. So let's look at this real quick. Like literally, what were the words that you got that you signed up or assigned? That should be here. We can infer, but it needs to be explicit. Girls, what was your topic? Minority languages in a multilingual environment, something like that. So it is the, please don't. My hand closed on that. And so what was your video supposed to do there? Show that my hair is inherently a xenophobe? You don't speak English, so I have no use for you? Who says that? You mean minority's not as big as majority? My hair. Let her finish her video, son. All right, good. That works with our course. Treatment of minority languages in a larger context. Stop what you're doing. Partially closed. Thank you. Who can give us a non-English base? Who can give us a local example of that? Minority languages somehow not being given status quo as the dominant language. Cantonese. How many Cantonese language schools in Guangdong province? Guangdong. I don't think they're. I think it's it isn't. I don't know exactly, but I understand. I think it's mandatory. Everything. Obviously, they might teach there might be a Cantonese class somewhere in some village. But for the most part, everything's done in Mandarin. That has to be like that. So there you go. That would work. In a social context, this person was being what? Discriminated against because they didn't speak a language? Okay. I guess that works, does it not? You think? I think the bigger question is, what do we do with people in terms of immigrant populations, minority languages, non-English or non-dominant language, and how we focus on that? That's an issue. How we preserve indigenous languages or something else. Two different things. Are there any dialects of Korean? I'm going to say no to that. I have no idea. Do you have like indigenous something which, okay, cool. What does the country do to preserve those?
Like North Korean is up like 5 dialects. South Korean, we have like
Wow, such a small thing. It's
four
amazing.
or 5.
Okay, cool. No idea. Learned something today. How are those languages perceived in the South? Frowned upon, or with no? Your 5 dialects in the South. Is there any one which is very much a minority?
The one from Taiwan.
Is it perceived to be inferior? Is it a sense of pride?
Following, like Koreans, when they think about dialects, they don't really think about it as something inferior. They think about it more. I mean, not as pride, more like more like inferior. Like John Choi speaking Korean.
Yeah.
We laugh at John Choi speaking Korean because like,
I thought it was John.
no, it's not because of John. Like John has this like half like dialect-ish, Korean-ish.
So his family's from a different area. Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
so
I know it
you
is.
also different dialect.
But is it 100%? Boys, I don't know what's going on over there. Sorry. Don't even know them. Is it 100% intelligible? Is it just an accent thing, or is it proper dialect?
It's a proper dialect.
All right, so I was thinking Jeju. Like usually, because of isolation. Okay. So I thought Jeju was looked upon like a sense of sort of cultural pride, isn't it? Or is it not? Is it some kind of back bilge water of rednecky Korean?
We're like if they were to live in like Jeju for like their entire life, they would somewhat have some pride. But like if they were to move into Seoul to work or anything, why not?
They'd be provincial rednecks. Okay. All right. So think about this. There are, on a global level, there are culturally critically endangered languages. You know, with the exact number, which will define that, escapes me. But we're talking like 800 people speak this language. It will die within the next 6 years, 20 years, and so not even in that extremity. But what do we do in terms of one? And you had that multilingual thing. But the other topic that works for that is that minority versus majority. And even think about this. How many British kids do you know in international schools? I know a few. Do they have British accents? I know a number who do not. So even with our cultural context, June, you guys end up speaking some kind of weird received American pronunciation. So you will pop into the States and people are like, oh, you must be from Ohio or California.
Depends on the school you use.
And I say you, I mean the cross-section of international school students.
Like American international schools for sure.
What's that?
American international schools for sure.
It's called American International School. But even then,
But like, I mean, schools that are predominantly North American.
a lot of our schools predominantly Canadian. So it ends up, I mean, none of our kids say process. Even our Canadian kids don't say process in the boots. I know that's an exaggeration, but any Canadian adult say process, they'll say, you'll be like, a few words which just scream Canadian. Process. I can't say it right. Process. Ask Ms. Smith about the process. You'd be like, process. I mean, you'd be surprised how many Canadian teachers you actually have here. But overwhelmingly, what happens is your colleagues, our students, end up speaking with this very nondescript American accent. How many of your teachers have some sort of accent? Don't scream their names. I'd be curious. Shit, Murray. Good luck understanding that guy. I get it. I think Murray understands. Murray has a super fantastic regional British accent as well. It's not even like received pronunciation. So if we talk about this in the class, there's something called received pronunciation, and that is the given standard for a language. This is what that language should be. And that's a very unfortunate term, should be spoken. So most of your newscasters in country A or B or Z will have a guy who speaks like, he's not from Jeju. Whatever that, I'm not sure where he's from, accent is, that's your received pronunciation. So Murray would not be on the BBC. Although the BBC is really cool about doing that, like in between their segments, they'll have some guy with a very Yorkshire or Lancashire accent or some kind of Welsh sounding dude. The States will never have that, not on the national level. Tomorrow on The Bachelorette. It's always like, huh? You spent some time in Florida over the summer. You probably heard something like that. Yeah. All right. Interesting. Received pronunciation. Who had the one about inferior language to compared to accepted language? Anybody have that in this class? That's the one you worked on with the other guys. What did you? No. Andy can. You can't. Andy, please. No, you can't. Anderson can. You can't. Anderson can. No, you cannot. So think about this. Now we'll think about how this could really, really work. So in the other video, which you couldn't quite see, if you read the rationale, I'll give you the gist. It does make sense. Andrew Elliott was a guy who played two characters, essentially, I think. One was some kind of, he was upright, had glasses, and apparently had some nice music going in the background, and he had some sort of formal language, formal register, and formal word choice, correct?
Yeah.
You were posh.
Yeah, that's what they just told me to be British.
Be posh. Be British. Awesome. I love that, like any kind of American comedy things, like act smart, and they start using some British accent. And then halfway through, 3.5 seconds, you turn into some sort of thug life, uneducated, allegedly uneducated individual with poor speech and poor speech patterns. So the difference is, how do we receive people who have some allegedly formal register and appropriate language usage, and how do we perceive those who allegedly have, sorry, it's this cultural sensitivity, people who don't speak so good. Correct? That video works. On a larger scale, where could we see this? Person A, I'm assuming you are all of these stereotypical things based on your language usage. Person B, I'm already passing judgment on you based on your I perceive inappropriate language structures. Where can we see this in life? It could be 7 seconds, it could be 15 minutes. Where might we see this? Oh, what? What'd she say? That's what I was thinking. Where? Yeah, absolutely. You could read all about somebody. And we've probably seen this in a film, right? Or some kind of silly movie. Ooh, good school. Ooh, good school. And as soon as they open their mouth, you're like, you're stupid. And I was like, hey, I went to Harvard. There's some really bad comedian. I don't know his name. This stuck with me. He's like, you do not want your surgeon to have a Southern accent. You know, like, we're going to cut into your head. You know, it's like no matter, he's using proper medical jargon just with a Southern accent. You're like, oh yeah. All of a sudden, your perception of these people is if they were dumb. In your group, with the group you worked with or worked for, as a cameo, British equated smart, right? Yeah. Now, if you're familiar with multiple English accents, don't say it out loud because you could offend some people. What do you say? What'd you say? Okay, I wouldn't call that an accent per se. It's more of, yeah, potentially. It's just rich rednecks. Out of your principal accents, now you all be like, South Africans are dumb after this video. Which one, as soon as you hear it, you might think that person isn't so smart? And which one sounds smart to you? English, Anglophone accents. British is way too eclectic. And if you want to say British, you say Australian people sound dumb to me, that's fine. We don't have to say it. If that's your answer. All right.
In the States, there's like different type of American accents, which, like, for example, like the Gallagher accent, you perceive it as really
We won't call that an accent, but you're right. More of an inflection. Okay.
and even in China.
Anybody watch the Geordie Shore? Geordie Shore?
Yeah. Oh my God.
It's the British version of the Jersey Shore, but they're from Newcastle. Proper accent from Newcastle, especially if they're wearing a suit, super cool. But these people, oh, they do it justice. They all just, and they are dumb. But now, when you hear that accent, it's like, I used to love, and don't say this because I got a friend who lives, his wife works here. He has a Liverpoolian kind of accent. He's from around there. The Beatles, and if you like the Beatles, you're gonna love that accent until you watch some shows of like, Bouncers and Blackpool. And it's that. It's like the worst of the worst, like redneck British people. You're like, when you hear that voice, you're like, oh, scary rednecks. So we have these preconceived notions based on what we feel is, one, phonetically attractive, two, we have foreseen to be educated, accepted, and these sorts of things. What happens if you speak super, super, super inappropriate with your buddies, then go to the job interview and get turned it on? You know what we call that? So we got received pronunciation is accepted, educated way of speaking in a said culture or language. The other is called code switching. Write that down. It's nice. Got 2 linguistic terms today, which is good for our course. RP, received pronunciation. That RP term came around in the UK. They invented that, and the Beatles really were the stimulus for that. People on television did not speak like them, and so the Beatles became super popular, and that accent became prevalent. Not prevalent, but it was given credence, I guess. Code switching is when a native speaker, or not even native speaker, but someone who's predominant in the language is able to switch registers freely. So they could be as crunk as they want to be 1 minute, and then they can go to that job interview and be cum laude from Howard University. Which I don't know what that sounds like in your language, but in mine, it is extremely drastic, this code switching. Like crazy. I will find a video for next class for my former students. You will not understand a word he says. He can carry on a super coherent conversation because he's quite intelligent. But when he speaks in his standard vernacular, you won't understand anything he's saying. And he's from the States and was educated. But he's able to switch, and it's not like it's forced. That's just who he is. He has this sort of dual existence. When I taught this kid, I thought he was pretty complicated, and he might have been. But a lot of our kids, and this is the weird thing about being African American in the States, because of popular culture, at least maybe more like 10, 15 years ago, not so much anymore. People are all kind of dressing nice now. But what was like the standard fashion, the way people carry themselves, the way they dress, whether that kid is down and out and has no parents and has no future versus that kid is actually at the top of his class at some kind of decent university and could potentially be a doctor, the way they carry themselves and the way they speak amongst themselves is quite ambiguous. So the school I used to teach at had a bunch of kids who were problematic and had some serious issues. This kid fit the bill in terms of how he carried himself. His dad was like a doctor, which is fantastic. It doesn't justify him not doing this or doing that. But in terms of that code switching thing, turn right around and speak in a different way. All right, boys. Thank you, Roger. Probably why it's taking so long. All right, let's look at this. Have we seen your video? Ours? Yeah. Did you upload it to Moodle?
And
What's your name over there? Rationale. You have a look at the screen. This fine fits with part. This is yours, right? Part 2 of the course that deals with language massification. Our topic was gender construction through language. I love gender construction through language. And we illustrated this by creating a news broadcast where gender-specific, oh, that was the shooter thing. Specific language such as gunmen and policemen were used. Has anybody seen a film called Hot Fuzz?
Yes.
Yes.
Did it make you think of this?
Yes.
Wow! Completely random. Shaun of the Dead, that guy. So there's this running thing in the film where people are like using the term policeman, and he's like, we're no longer allowed to use that. We're now called officers or something which was non-gender specific. And they all get upset with him because it's they don't see the point, which we might argue is valid.
Just think attractive.
Yeah. These specific words imply that person is a man while it could be a woman. When the second newscaster corrects the first newscaster with gender unspecific language, good, non-specific gender, such as shooter, the police officer, which implies that the subjects could be either a man or a woman. I like that. Gunman is always the guy. Policeman is definitely always a woman. Police dog is always a species. Fair or unfair? Correct? Okay, so we watch this, two newscasters in some sort of news situation. All this makes a lot of sense to me. Think about this on a larger scale. What's at the top of my head? What's the smelly stuff men put on them? Nice. What do women put on them? In the same thing? Man, you don't put a purse in your back pocket.
Satchel.
I think the joke is we don't have a term for that yet. That's the problem. So it's often called a man purse.
Why is it just called
I don't know. What do they call it? It's the same thing. But men, it does sound more masculine. But say it like super tough. Perfume. Could be all right. Cologne. I think it's just that perfume. Because the F is effeminate, is that right? Cologne. Fricative things with K's and C's and those things are often masculine. Carl. It's a very manly name, right? Versus Maher's a very feminine name, yes. Blake. Let's get that K in there. The more vowels you have in your name, the less tough you are. Jacob. Ooh, he's got the K and the B. Jacob. Martin. One, it was a TV show in the 80s called Martin. Two, the hooray thing. I'm giving you a hard time. You're way too hung up on that. Big deal. Hip, hip, Martin. Hip, hip, wow. Now, we are going to watch a text real quick. Could you turn some of this stuff into a larger piece? The job interview thing could be fantastic for an FOA. You could work that. When you do these things like this, some of these topics we'll never get to because there's so many. We're only supposed to do like 3 or 4 or what have you. We have. But it doesn't mean that you can't, like for 2 seconds, think like, well, this is what this might look like. This is what this might look like. Who did the documentaries? What you do, boys? Which is quite complicated. What's your read your rationale real quick. Yeah, it's only like 4 sentences.
Voice-over videos make this video seem biased. The editor has part of a scam code and narrating type of reason that goes around
Wait, synthetic language? What do you mean? Sympathetic. So what was the alleged subject matter of the documentary?
So it's just an old baby begging for the streets. But we use synthetic language show that he has to feel sorry for her.
So were they adjectives or adverbs?
Against
So the voiceover guy was like the something woman.
a struggling woman, she's unable to provide herself with her daily necessities.
Still sounds pretty clinical, except for the struggling bit. So the emphasis is on the word choice.
Yeah.
All right. So your overall thesis would be what? Even though documentaries do X, what?
It shows me still has form of bias.
Okay, so you're physically going to take kind of combine two things. Bias, which is also part two, works really well because your documentaries is also part two. Very specific text type, but it's cool. The authoritative voice, once again, remember from our last Frontline the documentary, the woman who kept coming on is the producer. If she had narrated, the whole thing's hers, really. She's the producer. If she narrates that, it's completely different. They have to outsource some guy with that voice. You know, they have to have probably a really good actor who's not really cute. Don't want to see his face, we just want to hear that voice. That voice. Watch this guy. Just watch it 3 or 4 times. It's only 60 seconds. It's pretty cool. Shouldn't be writing anything right now. Just take it in.
Before they sat down, one more time, just for themselves. Before the last grandchild graced the stage. Before Katie and her husband hit that rough patch. Before Kevin finally came home, the first grandchild arrived. Before the sons-in-law, daughters-in-law, and Brad's brief brush with the law. Before the second British invasion. Before Katie, Debbie, Kevin, and Brad. Before they became a family. There was a connection that started it all and made the future the wonderful thing it turned out to be. We know we're not the center of your life, but we'll do our best to help you connect to what is.
Okay. Write something down. It's obviously part 2 text. Don't have to write a whole lot. Just one thing. It could be very general. It could be very specific. We'll watch it again. See if that changes. See what you can add to it. Do it. Nothing. There it is. First take, tripod.
Before they sat down, one more time.
A lot of things going on here. It's actually a really cool text.
Just for themselves. Before the last grandchild graced the stage. Before Katie and her husband hit that rough patch. Before Kevin finally came home and the first grandchild arrived. Before the sons-in-law, daughters-in-law, and Brad's brief brush with the law. Before the second British invasion. Before Katie, Debbie, Kevin, and Brad. Before they became a family. There was a connection that started it all and made the future the wonderful thing it turned out to be. We know we're not the center of your life, but we'll do our best to help you connect to what is.
Good. Love this text. So good. to our collaborative document. You type your answer someplace else. Give us the or one. It's not the. It can be a couple of words because we know how this works. If it's one word, great. It could be like a series of words. What is the universal theme presented or trying to be conveyed or conveyed by this text? Universal theme, the larger idea. Here, don't write in our document. Don't do it. Don't do it. Pretty obvious who's the guy writing all the Blake is here, was here. We all know. Instigator over there. All right, so we should need a whole lot of space. This looks good. Go ahead and copy your answer wherever you wrote that. We'll know you're ready because you're a little box. Ah, no! Jane! No! No, Martin! I give you 2 simple instructions. Go right on this and you wait for the P word. 3, 2, 1 P word. Stop it. Get rid of that. Stop it. Get rid of that. I don't want to see that. Fertility. Good Lord, that's weird. I mean, it's there, but all right. Shh, I will see before we do anything. Everybody's little column B next to their name is colored. Means you're ready to go. Don't see Jake. Gene Phelps said he just ran away. Just command Q the entire Chrome. Don't see Nene. Don't see Angel.
You don't see me?
Are you next to your name?
Yeah.
All right. Could be a connectivity issue.
Oh, there now?
Gene's there.
I don't see anybody else's.
Yeah, refresh.
You gotta refresh, guy. Yeah, if you don't see this moving on yours, you're out of the picture. Black A? Angel? Name? Maher? Kavika? Andy? Three, a 2, a 1, paste.
Oh, what?
You don't work. Obviously it works. Obviously it works. I mean, look at all that awesome pasting. And we're done. And we're done. Ms. Cho says capturing only the happy moments. Interesting. Importance of family. This makes more sense to me. Family values. Interesting. Bank of America says the family bank. Is that a theme? I think it's a topic. Melody, connection. Connection through time. Time's very big with this, is it not? Connection. Fertility and prosperity. Yay, you procreated. You're a birther. Significance of family connection. Emotional connection, specifically human connection. Go with familiar. You don't need you don't need human. I think it's intuitive. Familiar. Follows a chronological order in order to ship. How is this all a theme, people? I was like, you might write one word or, but this is not wrong. Conceptually, it's right. Follows a chronological order in order to show the importance of family. Family importance. Connection with families. A lot of family stuff. Good. Anybody after seeing the other answers feel the need that they could change theirs and make it a little bit more specific or better? Raise your hand. What would you put now, Anderson? What did you put the first time? Yeah, all right, definitely more. Probably got what F word there? You stop it, Angel. Familiar's better. It's just a nice way. It's an adjective. Familiar something. Something related to family. Family works, but familiar allows us to shove probably the theme there. What other word's big with this? Who put the bit about time? Blake, Han. All right. When we talk about family and time, what word should we be using at this point in time? What word? I heard 8 words over there. What word?
Formation.
Formation. Let's come back to that guy. He's all about forming. I don't care what happens after. And no. What? Help him out here. Family, time. What word? Good Lord. Oh, man. Yeah, that's bomber. G word. Generational. Yes. Which family's big here, but do understand we have, some of us might call it extended family, but that works. Generational might come up in one of these responses. It's big. It goes beyond like nuclear family, which is mom, dad, siblings, or offspring. Now we have generation 1, 2, and I think we end up with maybe 3.5 in this guy. That's cool. Here we go. Next one. Try this. Let's see if this is insert. Make sure it's popped down. Wait, who just did that? I did it.
You did it the first time as well.
You be quiet. Wait. So I just, okay. All right, thanks, guy. Sweet. Question number 2. Now watch it for attention to detail one more time. Now, here's the thing with attention to detail. Attention to detail will mean, for example, in line 3 of stanza 1, the author's use of disillusion will force the reader to think about the comparison of this known historical act and what they're trying to convey. So, what little detail, what little thing is being used in the overall effect? So don't say something about family again, because I want attention to detail. Something small, because this one has a lot of stylistic devices. It could be language focus, it could be layout, composition, it could be symbolism, it could be even characterization, and then sort of the actual setting. Something that when they, and this is going back to part 2 stuff, when the people who created this guy, because they got paid a lot of money for this one's great. They're like, hey, you know what we could do? How about we do this? Smart, because they get excited about that because they know what the effect's going to be. They already know they're dealing like with, we're trying to sell something. Before we get into that attention to detail, real quick, I give you 15 seconds. Advertisements sell products. What is the actual product here? Write it down, you copy it. When I say 3, 2, 1, and the P word, that's when you command V. What is the product? Products, you can argue this. You can argue this. Products should, we go talk to Mr. Bolton about this economic stuff. I feel certain products are probably, we could argue, 99.9% of the time, concrete items. You could argue that this is actually abstract, but if you're selling something, it's usually tangible.
Goods and services.
Careful now.
I say it's a service. Because I mean, it's like.
One will argue services is concrete as well. Service, paint my house. Service, putting food in my bag. Service, putting food in my stomach. Service. Why did I just do that? All right, so copy your product answer. 3, and he's not ready. 2, 1, paste. Yes, June's always first. He's the fastest paster around.
Practice.
Nice punctuation, Nicole. And hands are up. Insurance. Depends. Ooh, Martin. Don't you take HL economics?
Yeah.
And didn't I say that these things are generally concrete? And you said that dependence is something you can put in your pocket? Hey, man, you want some dependence? Yeah, how much? I'll take I don't know how they, a quarter or something. I don't know how they break that off. I just watched Breaking Bad. I didn't even understand any of that terminology. Is insurance concrete? Are they selling insurance? No, they're not. Are they selling savings programs? Best answer I've seen so far, no. Monetary services is way too general because it is a bank. Here's the thing, I don't disagree with that. But if we're really looking at what this one's probably selling, like specifically, what is it? What?
Some sort of savings plan.
No, it's kind of the opposite. Well, it's a mortgage.
They only show the house once.
Ooh, no, my friend. Every single photo was taken where? In the living room. That house was featured probably, I mean, if we took them all out in stills, probably like 26 times. So here's the thing. This is smart. Going back from advertisements and what companies do. If you're pushing one product, how can you sell your other products simultaneously? They never said the word loan. Did they ever use the word house or home? I don't know. It's pretty obvious it's all about future planning. So yes, there could be some other stuff involved. Even if, how about this? They come out and say, hey, buddy, do you want to give us a chunk of your life for the next 40 years? We'll help you buy a house which is worth $450,000 US, but in 40 years when it's paid off, you will have actually purchased a $1.6 million home. Does that sound like a good idea, buddy? That's what loans do. If you're not in the market for a house, they still want you to buy into their other products. Does this company seem reliable? I guess. This is a fantastic commercial. It affects me somehow. Does it seem like it's somebody you would want to approach for some sort of services? I don't know about you per se, but we can see where someone might think that. It is a very positive effect. All right, next one. Now I'm going to watch it for attention to detail. Sort of smart little bits and pieces have they put in here? And to what effect? So what are we looking at? What's present? What do we hear? What do we see? What is the effect?
Before they sat down, one more time, just for themselves. Before the last grandchild graced the stage. Before Katie and her husband hit that rough patch. Before Kevin finally came home and the first grandchild arrived. Before the sons-in-law, daughters-in-law, and Brad's brief brush with the law. Before the second British invasion. Before Katie, Debbie, Kevin, and Brad. Before they became a family. There was a connection that started it all and made the future the wonderful thing it turned out to be. We know we're not the center of your life, but we'll do our best to help you connect to what is.
Write whatever that attention detail is. They've used this bit, and this is the effect. Half that effect. Probably a sentence, a couple of sentences. This is definitely not just one answer. Pretty sure this won a number of awards. If it didn't, it should have. Why did I do that? Thank you, June. Perfect space. There's a ton of stuff going on in here. It's fantastic. smart. It's so cool when you really, it's like you can see every single conversation those 4 guys in that ad agency had. It's like, good idea, Jeff. Nice, Bob. Oh, you're the man, George. High five. We're going to Hooters at lunch, Jeff. You can see it. It's like, no. Let's not do this. Let's do this. And this is why. Ooh. They know the numbers, too. They know how this works. So much market research, so many facts and figures support these decisions being made here. No, I can't do that because historically. I don't know what this one is. I didn't make this. Nothing is going to happen. Oh, that's all I got. I guess that's one of the prescribed. Are you still thinking? You got an answer? Okay. Should be finishing up. You like that one, huh? You like it? Snappy alarm. All right. Copy your stuff. You can make this as very specific as possible. You don't have to be, they use this. This is what it does. Simple. Yeah. Hey! What are you doing, son? What is wrong with you? This is like grade 2 instructions. Don't lick the water fountain. What else do we got in grade? That's pretty much it. Don't bite. Ooh, there's 3. No, whoa. All right. Don't lick the scissors while running in the bathroom. There's some combinations. Still the same thing. Ready? Grace, is it ready? 3, 2, 1. Paste. Dane was first. June was 4th. You're not working. These are gonna be good. I can't. Use suspense music. That goes with the historical events that happen to the family. That reads different from what I think it really is. We see a reverse. Ooh, thank you, Mark. Boom. The reverse chronological order is cool. If you saw that, great. You might not have seen it. So they start off old, then they go backwards, like generally from different generations, different decades to the very inception of that specific family. First baby, first instance, probably just moved in the house, and then they take the portraits, the family photos, taken where? What did you say? Living room. Who calls it a living room? Who calls it a family room? Who calls it a den? Man cave with women in there and babies and stuff. The dog can stay. That's about it. Man cave. No, this is a man cave. It's the communal center, the heart of the family in a North American standpoint. Other cultures is going to be the kitchen. For those people, Christmas tree, all that stuff, birthdays, probably right there in the family room. All right. Introduction of children and dog allows parental figures to feel the need to support their family. All right, cool. What do we call that? Planning. Legacy. Right? I gotta leave my kids something. Can't have your 14th birthday in some kind of crappy apartment. I'm not even a homeowner. I'm a loser. Point of view shot was used. Observe. Point of view shot. Indicating that the Bank of America was always passively involved in the family's life. They said that at the end too, right? We'll be there, that kind of stuff. Film's chronological order, it can portray an idea of raising a family. It can, it does. It's explicit, Tommy. Explicitly shows the raising of a family. They use the idea that everything around them changes drastically over time, but one thing that stays the same is the house they live in. Buy a house. True. Good. I don't know if that's necessarily a small detail, but okay, the house is sort of huge. Point of view, living room is symbolic, important to family. People are changing these, which defeats the purpose of copy paste. This is your answer. live with.
They use their facts and chronology to show the effectiveness of their service.
Maybe, maybe not. Who mentioned anything about the serviceman, the military guy? His name's Kevin. Who mentioned Kevin?
Just the events were relatable.
The events are relatable, but you got to be, here's that conversation. It's like, let's put some relatable events. They're very cross-section relatable. Listen closely. They have. One, the family has to be what? You got to be what? Got to be white. This is when they have to be white. Sorry, but 1950 whatever, suburban, anything else is not going to make any sense. If it was just Dr. So-and-so in 2008, your family, you just got a home, could be anything. Could be Iranian American, could be subcontinental, could be anything that would make perfect good sense. But 1950s, now it's got to be a bunch of white folks. What happens to the daughter and her husband in probably about 2001 or 1908? They called it a what? This is our choice. Didn't call it divorce. They called it a rough patch, which is open interpretation. Everybody knows somebody in the family who might have had some kind of squabble. Or you could interpret that as what? Divorce, which is pretty common. So we'll come back to class because the whole short thing and the plans are for a longer thing. Listen closely. Your out-of-class obligation, you must interact with Duffy's hour. Hathaway. It might take you an hour. Howard. And Hathaway. And Howard. We'll come back to class. You don't have to mess with this until Thursday. We'll come back to class and do some continuation of it. Thanks, America.